Obviously, you guys are right on the tournament bubble as things stand right now. Are you addressing that at all with the team? Is that factoring into anything this week? Like, how is that maybe adding urgency going into Kansas City?
With them, we didn't address it specifically. What we did was just talk about, hey, people are going to want to talk about the NCAA tournament. They're going to want to talk about Utah or TCU or our track too, in this Big 12 tournament. And I told them to just stay right in the present with Houston and focus and urgency, everything going towards Houston. I did address it on Sports Nation today. The pitch I would give the committee is that of the teams that we've played that are ahead of us in the on the bubble per se, at least according to Charlie Cream, we have a 7-1 record against those teams. Now that, at least according to him, Kansas is behind us in Kansas State. So our only loss is to Colorado in that group. So Virginia Tech and Iowa State and Colorado once, and then Utah and ASU twice. 7-1 record against bubble teams. So, and I think that's important. I think that's one of their metrics, but everything else they'll have to decide.
Darnell, go ahead.
The first thing is, what has led to the success down the stretch here when your last 3 games in this regular season? What things have been working well for you?
Against Utah, we had a special day from a special player. I thought we were pretty good defensively, but in the other 2 games, our defense has kind of fueled our offense and has led to some good opportunities offensively speaking. And so I would just alluded to that. We've been focusing. It wasn't the whole game on Saturday. The third quarter was brutal. We gave up 91% from the field, but it was the complete opposite in the fourth quarter, and our defense kind of won that game for us. So defensively is what's getting it done.
And then specifically with Delaney, great freshman season, freshman year in Big 12, a little bit of slower start this year because of the injury. What has been the transformation for her to be so successful down the stretch?
I think she's taking and getting some of the same shots. I think her rhythm's improving. I think her game shape from the injury, just the timing of everything, just kind of the rhythm of how we play now that everybody's back. Cambry's back. Delaney's back, and we're missing Mariah still, but everybody that's playing is kind of used to, and there's some chemistry building with those groups. And then she's been tremendous. And if I could add one pitch to, the bubble team or the committee, I think the way that she's playing right now, there's a great storyline there, and a young team that's going to be, in years to come, being in that dance. So.
Mitch, go ahead.
Lee, what are your thoughts on the glass floor? I know that your team got to experience, I believe, back in December.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this floor and the Big 12's decision to put this kind of new playing surface in such an important event?
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, I got to see it firsthand from the crowd, from a fan's perspective in Madrid. At the under 17s or under 19s. Delaney was playing with Team Canada over there, and FIBA had it laid down in Madrid, and it was really cool from a fan's perspective. I'm really excited to see what the Big 12 has in store as far as the fan interaction with it, what the floor looks like, how they do ads and everything like that. It's a little bit different. Bounces differently. It's not true to a wood floor, but it bounces similar enough that it shouldn't be an issue. And so I think it just kind of speaks to the commissioner and his kind of forward-thinking view of what he wants from our conference. I believe game day is going to be down there for some of the Big 12. And just he's always selling our brand and wants to be a forward-thinking league, and I think it's a cool thing.
I wanted to also ask you too, with the postseason now here, have you had the chance to already talk to your players on this roster, really gauge where their heads at for maybe after this postseason run, whatever that looks like, to know who's coming back next year and things like that?
No conversations of that yet. We love everybody on the team and want everybody to be a part of this. And anticipate that being the case, but data probably says that won't be. But we're hopeful that we can keep this thing going with this group as long as we can.
Jackson.
And then just
Sorry, go ahead.
one more thing for me, real quick, Coach, if you could. I just wanted to ask, maybe just the confidence. Darnell kind of asked about this 3-game turnaround, but just sometimes getting the postseason, teams that are confident can keep it rolling. How confident is your team heading into the postseason right now?
The group's in a good place right now, and they're really starting to understand what. Not just say it, but I think they actually fully are believing in some of the things that maybe a coaching staff is preaching, at all times. Where we talked a little bit about, hey, what's our takeaway from the Colorado game or conference play, and some of the things they're not just. It's not like a primary answer. They're saying things that they've actually see that impacts winning and how it translates on the court. And I think they're in a great space, a lot more talking, a lot more high fives and congratulatory stuff and positive talk on the court. So a good frame of mind, like where we're at, and really excited to have a chance to win a game in the league, which we haven't done yet, or the league tournament.
Jackson, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off what Mitch just said. What specifically? Obviously, you ended the regular season on a hot note, and you have a lot of that confidence and momentum. But what specifically gives you optimism on the floor about your team being able to get some wins in Kansas?
I just like their toughness and resilience. I mean, we've been down a couple of times. We were down against Arizona State. We were down against Colorado, and it's really makes me optimistic to be able to win games where you're down and you come back, and hopefully that doesn't happen to be the case. But if it does, knowing we can do that. And early in the year, I don't think they weren't as confident, when stuff happened like that. And I think we're at a pretty good space right now.
Anything else for Coach?
Just one super small picture, one big, and then if I could follow up with a really big picture. But just what does the last time you guys played at Houston, you obviously mentioned that Delaney's had a couple of special games, but that was a game where you guys were just super balanced. I think you assisted on 80-something% of your made field goals, just a bunch of double-figure scores, that kind of a thing. Can that kind of give you maybe a little bit of confidence going into that type of thing?
I think so. And it's not. We're playing now. We've had some opportunity now to play a team that we had already previously beaten, right, with Arizona State and Utah. So going into this game, it's not a new thing where we're playing somebody that we've already beat. I think they've been focused in those 2 games with ASU and Utah. I like where their focus is going there. But truthfully, we got out to a hot start. I think we scored 28 in the first quarter there and got really passive and just kind of lax in the second quarter. It probably was my most animated halftime talk, with the group. And I actually got a technical in the game. We just kind of got lethargic, and the urgency and the hunger has to be there come Wednesday for us.
Sure.
But to answer your question, I think we can, the ball can move and there can be some balance in what we're doing.
And then big picture wise, what does it say about this? We've talked all throughout the year about how good this league has been. What does it say that a team like yours with the first year head coach and all of that's 500 in league play is even squarely in those conversations of being in the NCAA tournament bubble?
Traditionally 9-9 in this league gets you in. Colorado was, I believe, 9-9 last year and didn't get in the tournament. Top heavy. It was a great league last year as well. The thing that I would say is, so Kansas State has a game yesterday. If they win that game, they're the 7th seed. They lose, and now they're the 12th seed. Right. So I think that paints a really clear picture. And we lost at Arizona by 3, and we win that game instead of the 9th seed. We're the 7th seed, right? So there's a lot of parity, especially in this group in the middle. But even up top, it's not a huge stretch. And I think it was Coach Finley from Iowa State that said, on any given night, a team can win and any team can lose. Depending. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah, it's true.
Anything else for Coach?
I do have one more, if I could. just going back to the floor, Lee, will you guys get a chance to get a run through before
every
Wednesday?
team gets to go on it the day before that they play. So we'll get on it tomorrow. I believe a couple of teams get on it on Wednesday in between games. And I believe that's the case, to where everybody gets to feel it. I'm almost certain most of the league went and practiced there prior to playing UCF.
Unless
saw-
they didn't play the
Unless they didn't play at UCF, but I saw several tweets where teams were in Orlando playing and practicing on the glass floor. It's really cool. It's really cool.